What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Fins Up Network. It's Ben Morgan, and in today's video, I'm talking Miami Dolphins under the radar breakout candidates. But before I get started, I want to clarify exactly what I mean by that because I'm considering the players that I'm going to talk about in today's video to be under the radar from a national perspective. Because if you follow the Dolphins, if you're just an addict the way myself, and I know a lot of you guys are, you're probably not going to consider all these guys completely under the radar because, I mean, we spend so much time reading, watching video, analyzing these players to death that we know so much about them that we probably don't consider them too much under the radar. But the three players I'm going to identify today, I would consider more so under the radar from a national perspective. And I want to hear your under the radar breakout candidates as well. So that's your job today. Make sure you go ahead, drop your players in the comments below. Hey, if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and click on that button. It'd be awesome if you did that as well. But now that we've identified exactly what the hell we're talking about, let's jump into it. And the first guy, God, this guy should be on everyone's list. Zacksealer. We all know what Zacksealer is capable of. But the national media, the non-Miami Dolphins fans, do not have this guy on their radar. And I think one of the reasons why is because how deep the Miami Dolphins are on the interior defensive line. And that sort of limits his snaps, the amount of times that people can hear about his name. Because when you're in a position group with the likes of Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis, one, you're probably not starting. And two, you're going to be a bit overshadowed because one, Christian Wilkins is a really good player. He's also got a big personality. He's going to steal a lot of the headlines at that position. And Raekwon Davis, he's good, but he's also just big. He's gonna cast a shadow on you just because of how damn big he is. But I don't mind the limited snaps. If you can keep these guys fresh, you're just going to be that much more impactful as the game wears on, as the season wears on. And I shouldn't even say that his snaps are necessarily limited. He's recorded over 500 snaps both of the previous two seasons, and he got a grade of 85 last year by PFF, which puts him in the top 10 of all interior defensive linemen. So he's getting some love from them, but you don't really see a dip in his production in the run game, in the pass game. He's solid in both areas. That means he's never a liability when he's on the field. You know what? I'm just glad he's ours. Miami has him signed through 2023, which means he won't hit free agency until he's 29. Let's move on to the next guy, Jevon Holland. And Jevon Holland is the exact reason why I put that qualifier in the beginning of this video about being under the radar from a national perspective, because us as Dolphins fans, I think we're gushing over this guy. We know how good he is. We know how good he could be. But relatively speaking, he's not considered a top safety by a lot of non-Dolphins fans. And he's definitely, at this point in his career, don't take me wrong, I love this guy, but he's not considered a household name at this point in time. But what he was able to accomplish last year as a rookie, and based on the reports that we've seen so far throughout the offseason, OTAs, minicamp, I think we found a gem in last year's second round. Think about everything he's done and shown so far. His versatility is already flashing on a fairly consistent basis. He can get in the box and stuff running lanes. He can roam deep and help over the top. He can man up on tight ends and wide receivers in the slot. And actually, if you think back to his time at Oregon, he played quite a bit in the slot while at Oregon. So just more of that versatility just shining through. And we know he is tremendous in Miami's zero blitz scheme as that pass rusher. I mean, think about that game against Baltimore last year. Put on the tape of that game, just an outright game from him in coverage as a run stopper and in that blitz. You're going to see it all right there. And speaking of his time at Oregon, keep in mind, he sat out his final year at Oregon to prepare for the NFL. So he was in the process of shaking off rust last year too. Think about how good he can be. I think I can speak for most Dolphins fans when I say I'm pretty excited to see the pairing, him and Brandon Jones, as they continue to grow, continue to develop into what we hope can be one of the top duos in the league. And speaking of Jones, I'm not going to be surprised if some of you put him in your comments as one of the under the radar breakout players as well, because I am definitely pumped for the future of these two players. But let's stay in the secondary here for my last player, and that is going to be Nik Needham, because Nik Needham is rarely discussed by anyone besides Dolphins fans because the national media, the casual NFL fan, sees Xavien Howard and Byron Jones, and they get the attention as one of the best duo cornerbacks in the league. But think about what Nik Needham has been able to accomplish during his career as well. Not only does he go undrafted out of UTEP back in 2019, he makes the team. He starts 11 games his rookie year. Then the next year, 2020, the Dolphins go out and spend a first-round draft pick on Noah Igbenogany. And logic says that's going to be a cornerback trio of Howard, Byron Jones, and Iggy. But no, Igbenogany struggles. Nik Needham keeps his job. Then fast forward to this offseason. You see the Dolphins sign him as a restricted free agent. And in my opinion, man, the Miami Dolphins made some awesome free agent moves. They had a great offseason, in my opinion. One of the most top underrated moves was signing Nik Needham. Not only is he a very good cornerback in the slot, but what happens if Byron Jones, who throughout the offseason so far hasn't participated in any of the drills because he's recovering from a surgery, or Xavien Howard, we know his injury history with his knees. What if one of those guys goes down to injury? I know we would still need still need another guy to come in, pick up additional snaps. But what if Nik Needham wasn't there? What if he wasn't a part of that equation? You're looking at Igbenogany, you're looking at Trill Williams, and that's not meant to be a slight to Iggy or to Trill, but it's just that Nik Needham has proven he can hold his own at this level. So I think it's just a matter of time before Needham is more recognizable in this secondary as more of a trio. If he can continue to play with the consistency he has, if he can continue to grow and learn and build as he has the first couple of years in the league, no reason to believe that he cannot. But that's what I've got for today, Dolphins fans. I'm curious to hear who your players are. So go ahead, nominate them in the comments below. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you are doing so. But that's my time for today. Until next time, Dolphins fans, fins up.